Okay, I think I'm finally live. Alright, let me see. I should be live now. That's my dog. And I'm live. Okay. For God's sake. Sorry about this, guys. I'm not trying to be negative. But this is my third time doing this. Because the internet crapped out last time. I wasn't streaming, apparently. Anyways, how's it going? You wonderful, beautiful ladies and gentlemen of the internet. It is I, your boy here, How's Warrior 921, bringing you something that I don't do very common, another tier list. Yes, I made one of these before, and that was a ton of fun. The Sonic one, that was great. And I know I'm talking about something that I don't really talk too much about on my channel. It's Disney, Pixar. I know, but Pixar means a lot to me. It means a lot to me. When I was a child, the first movies, a handful of the first movies I remember ever seeing are The Great Mouse Detective, Little Mermaid, Hercules, Aladdin, all on VHS, and of course Toy Story. And I love Toy Story to death. It made such a huge impression on me as a kid, and I've been a big fan of Pixar my whole life. I love them to death. They're some of the most creative, imaginative people ever. And a big part of why I'm doing this is because my family and I, a few hours ago today, just got back from seeing Inside Out 2 in theaters. And it was incredibly good, and I don't want to spoil too much about it, but I do want to touch on some things. So about Inside Out 2, I might mention a few references to the movie here and there in the review, but I'm gonna try my best not to spoil much about any of it, or in this video. So this will be a most non-spoiler video. So, okay, but by the time people watch this video, most people probably have seen the movie by now, anyways. I don't know, so it doesn't really matter, I guess. But I do want to say something very positive about Inside Out 2, is that it is the first amazingly good Pixar film, a sequel film since Toy Story 4. And that's saying a lot, because I am not a big fan of Finding Dory or The Incredibles 2. I think they're all right, but they're just not quite what I was hoping for. Not at all. I'm sorry. But I need to watch Incredibles 2 again, because I've only seen it once. And Finding Dory's alright. I've watched it every now and then, because my daughters love that movie, so I've seen it every now and then. But it's harmless, but it's not quite what I think we could have had. Inside Out 2 just hits that baseball right out of the park. It's so creative, so imaginative, it wasn't what I was expecting at all. It's not, because I went into that movie thinking it was going to be kind of like Incredibles 2 or Finding Dory. And before we went to go see it and pay money to have tickets to see it at the theaters, I actually looked up reviews, and I didn't read anything. I just looked up scores, and they're mostly high, like mostly up there in the 4s and the 90s, in the hundreds. So I was like, this movie's probably pretty good then, but I still don't know for sure. I don't think it's going to be that great. And it was a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It is definitely one of the best Pixar movies ever. And we'll get to it at the end. So, but I just want to say right now that it's definitely a great film. I loved it. So, let's get this show on the road, shall we? Let's begin this list with Toy Story. The iconic classic Toy Story, one of the most important films ever. Of course it gets the S rank. Why would it not? It doesn't deserve anything lower than that. I think at least the first 3 are probably going to be S tier. I think so. So let me explain. Okay, Toy Story 1 is such an incredibly important film to me. It was, and it's one of the most important movies ever, because obviously it revolutionized animation, special effects, all that great stuff. For better or for worse, CG is not always bad. I do agree with that. And this fully CG animated film was incredibly good. It was. There was no denying that. It is so impressively well made. It is so impressively well done. Is my microphone working? Yeah, it is. Okay. It is so impressively made. It's so impressively well done. I love it. I love Toy Story. It's such an important film, with performances from Tom Hanks and Tim Allen, they gave it their A game. How could you forget Woody, Buzz, Mr. Potato Head, Slinky Dog, Bo Peep, Ham, Rex, Andy himself, and Sid, and his sister, and their dog, and the little green alien guys. What a great film. Oh, right, and I forgot about the toys that Sid, Frankenstein monsters with. Those guys, yeah. What a great film. I love Toy Story. It's such a good movie. And here we have my water bottle that my wife got me for Christmas last year. It's all about speed. In Eggman's, he just say, yeah! It's just, I don't know. It's just on my Sonic Cup. And quick side note, yes, obviously I'm mostly talking about gaming and anime on my channel. Mostly gaming than anime. But I do want to make another Dragon Ball related video pretty soon, probably next week on my channel, just so you guys know. I hope I get to make it soon. And I'm currently working on finally getting around to working on my Yakuza 3 review. I finished the game recently, and I gotta tell you, I'm not feeling that great about talking about it, because I liked it, but just not as much as 0, 1, and 2. But we'll get to that game review and in that video. Try and focus on Pixar, I know right now. But yeah, I'm working on that, and I wanted to make this Dragon Ball video. It might be in the same format, like not with my like I might be like, you know, like whoop, you know, like like you know, like the whole screen when I eventually do work on that video. It's gonna be like on this webcam format, I think. I don't know. Oh no, I accidentally quitted the thing, but not really, because it's right here. All right, so okay, next up is A Bug's Life, and I love A Bug's Life to death. When I was a child, this was my favorite Pixar movie. It was. I loved it that much. I held on to loving it because it was so underrated at the time. Because like, I was like, Toy Story 2, Monsters Inc., Finding Nemo, and The Incredibles are so great. I love those movies. They're so good. And I was like, no, The Bug's Life is the best one. It's still the best one. I still love this movie. I want to give it... I think I'm going to give it the A rank, which I know is pretty high on the list. But I was, you know, again, I was doing this earlier, and I wasn't being recorded, unfortunately, but now I am, or streamed live, whatever, is that it does hold up really well. Half of the movie at least does, and like at least I think 70% of the movie at least holds up really, really, really well with its story and its messages and the characters and the way it just carries itself. It is a beautifully good film. It is. It's not the best Pixar movie. I think A rank might be a little bit too high, but I don't think it deserves anything lower than a C. I think a C at the lowest is totally fair. But I'm gonna put most of these movies probably in the S rank. I'm not gonna put a lot of them any lower than S or A. I'm sorry, because Pixar films are so great. They're just generally just great movies. I can't think of a single one that is a B right now. Okay, actually I can. But we'll get to that later. We'll get to those later. But Bug's Life is so good. It's such a great film. The climax is amazing. The messaging is really, 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 really well done. You know, yeah, it's about like how like the government like wants to put us all like under, you know, and like what happens if you like overthrow them and like become stronger as like a union. It's such a great message. Or yeah, it's kind of it doesn't just have to be about the government, but whatever it is. Like, you know, it's such a great messaging. Such good messaging in the film. I love it. And of course, next up, we got to go on. I might put this in B for Bug. For now, I don't know. I'm conflicted. I think I'm going to leave it in B. But it really just doesn't deserve anything lower than a C. I think that's a little bit too harsh and unfair. But some of these movies, I will be a fucking dick asshole to, because they deserve it. They're not good movies, so we'll get to those movies later. But this movie ain't that movie. This movie deserves front of the S ranking. Probably the best movie Pixar has made, besides this go-to masterpiece down here, which we'll get to that later. Toy Story 2, the first truly good, amazing Pixar sequel, or movie. Yeah, this is like the first truly great, perfected Pixar film, besides Toy Story 1. Toy Story 1 is good, but you can tell it has some like flaws. It needed a little bit of help. This one is the first truly perfected Pixar movie, in my opinion, and it got saved by an employee. That's fucking crazy. I don't know if you guys know this story, but the whole movie got like deleted at Pixar Studios, and somebody who was on vacation, I think she had the film saved like on a hard drive at her house, and she recovered it. She brought it to Pixar. She had a backup of it. That is so insanely crazy. Like, it was meant to be. Like, it was like meant to be saved. It was meant to be preserved, so we call witness it. And it's such a great film. This is the first Pixar movie that really gets to your emotions. That'll make you feel like that. That will get you to tear up a bit. Bug's Life and Toy Story might be that way for you guys as well. But I feel like Toy Story 2 is truly the first one that does it so well. With Jessie and her arc, and how it's about like abandonment and having to deal with that, and learning how to accept, you know, yourself and how you are enough no matter what anybody else says. and how they kind of, I don't know if the movie really touches on that so much, but that message is definitely there to some degree, and how it's also about like you, or about like you or someone being accepted by you or by a friend into like a whole new world, a whole new environment, and how that's okay. It's about all of that, and it's so beautiful, and I love Toy Story 2. I love Jesse and Buzz. Like, who the fuck doesn't? You know what I mean? They're such great characters. Buzz and Woody. A great classic film. I love Toy Story 2. And freaking Al, man, what a great villain. And Stinky Pete. They're just both so fun. Well, Al more so. Stinky Pete was just a jerk, but Al was just funny. Well, he was kind of a jerk too, but he was just generally kind of funny as well. Alright, moving on to this fucking monster of a masterpiece. Monsters, Inc. I love Monsters, Inc. In fact, actually, I'll just keep it there. It's fine. No, well, yeah, okay, I will. Monsters, Inc. is incredible. Yes, this gets the S tier film, or S tier, because it is so well done. I loved this movie. I saw it when I think I was 8 when it came out. I think I was 8 years old. And the iconic opening credits, I'll never forget that. I love the opening song. The do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do, with all the doors and everything, and then you get introduced to Mike and Sully, and they're such great characters, and their morning routine at work is one of the best film scenes of all time. With this is like, oh no, Toy Story 2 did it first with the villain reveal. Right, I forgot about that. I think Pixar started that whole trend, the secret villain reveal thing in like the movie, and I'm so happy Inside Out 2 does not do that, because that trend is kind of dead now, But these are the only 2 movies that do that. Oh, no. Well, there's a third one, but that one does it so fucking well that we're gonna get to. Well, there's 4 of them. Okay, well, we'll get to the one that I'm talking about later on, but a few of these movies do that whole like secret villain reveal thing, but the next one that does it so perfectly, and we'll get to that in a little bit. But Toy Story 2 was great with the whole secret villain being Stinky Pete was okay, and plus you could see it coming. But for Monsters, Inc., with it being Mr. Guarnews, that was very interesting and very unfortunate that he was the villain, because I was as you're watching it, you're kind of hoping that he is gonna help them, that he's gonna help Mike and Sully in this situation, because it makes sense for him to help them, because he's their boss and he's kind of a good guy. Then it turns out no, he's not. He's a corrupted businessman, and he's in this whole scandal thing with Rendell as well, and it sucks. And sorry, I'm gonna spoil these movies because they're ancient and you should have seen them already. So get with the times, guys. Pixar is iconic and timeless. Get with the times. Watch these movies. You should. They're good, except for the one down there that says F. Don't bother watching, because you shouldn't. All right. Monsters, Inc. is S tier. I loved Boo. She's such a great character. Randall's such a great, fun villain. And his little assistant guy, he's hilarious. I love it. And who can forget that kind of 2419? Who can 2419? Who the hell could forget that? That's so George, I think his name was. That was awesome, man. And the freaking iconic scare floor scene. Oh, such great stuff. Such great stuff. I love Monsters, Inc. So I started watching Monsters at work when it first came out on Disney Plus. And I was immediately frustrated and disappointed with the absence of Boo. And now it's just the fact that she didn't show up, but she wasn't even really talked about. Like, what the fuck is going on with that? Does she ever get mentioned, or Easter egg? Does she ever show up? What's going on with Boo and Monsters at Work? I don't know. And that's put me in a sour mood. And while watching it, my wife was just like, she's like, I'm not a fan of the character designs of like the main guy. He looks too generic. And that kind of made me feel like we should just stop watching this. And we did, because I was like, what the fuck is going on? Alright, guys, next up is this beautiful film, Finding Nemo. I'm going to put it in the A rank for now. I think it honestly probably deserves the S rank, but for right now, I'm going to put it in the A rank, because I'm also kind of sick of it, because I watched it quite a bit recently, and it's about fish, and it's kind of not as interesting as, like, it kind of, like, makes it feel a little bit less important. But it's like, but you could say, but what monsters think? It's about monsters. Yeah, but the monsters are a lot like us. They have their own society. You can actually relate with these characters. They just look different, but they also, but like the world they came from is so unique and creative. Finding Nemo, it's just fish, and fish are great. Don't get me wrong, fish are some of the most unique creatures on the planet, and the theming and the messaging behind this film is so important. It's about like Marlin and him trying to find his son, and Dory and her going on this big adventure with them. It has like a very Studio Ghibli-esque vibe to it, I feel like. It's just so fucking beautiful. This movie is so good. The music is so good in it. The score, the soundtrack, the journey that Marlin goes on and everything. It's great, and I love this movie. I do. How he becomes like a legend, throughout the ocean because he's trying to get Nemo back, and the characters Nemo meets. I didn't know that. What's his name? Gil, I think. The black and white striped fish, Nemo's friend in the tank, or his like mentor friend character, was voiced by Willem Dafoe. The legend himself. Willem Dafoe was in this movie. I had no idea. I had no idea Willem Dafoe was him this whole time. That makes me even more happier, man. I'm sorry, guys. I am praising this movie right now a bit. I am sucking its dick, I guess you could say. I don't know, whatever. Look, I am praising Finding Nemo right now. I am giving it praise. I am talking positive notes about this film, things I really like about it. But I don't know, man. I don't know why. It's still a banger, perfected film in my eyes, but just for the fact that like it's just not really about like people characters or because relatability is important in storytelling. It is. And yes, you can relate with the whole father concept thing. That is definitely relatable. And Nemo being this kid who just doesn't want to be, that wants to live his own life. And he doesn't want his dad to, shelter him all the time. That's also very relatable. And I understand that. To some of you out there watching this is probably an S-tier film to you. And that's fine. But to me, I think A tier is still pretty good. So I'm gonna put it there for now. I might give it a ranking later higher than that. I don't know, but let's move on to this godlike S-tier, incredible, perfected movie. Of course it is. The Incredibles. A lot of people out there, in fact, fuck it, I'm putting it way over there. Some people out there consider this to be the best Pixar film, and it is a fair tie between this and Toy Story 2. This is that movie I was talking about, where they did the villain reveal, the secret villain twist reveal thing perfectly. It was so well done with Buddy, how he becomes Syndrome, and yet honestly, I feel fucking bad for him. And Mr. Incredible himself probably feels guilty for creating Syndrome. He basically did. They don't touch on it in the movie, but he did. And we know that there's no escaping that. And the believability, the realism of the concept of superheroes existing in an actual real world setting is done really well in this movie. So well. They're actual good people, unlike The Boys, which I love that show, but I digress. They're actually good people trying to do the right thing, because and more so it's the other time where it's I feel like what that's done really well is Invincible on Amazon Prime. I love Invincible or the comic series. It's so goddamn good. That's an R-rated version of The Incredibles, but it basically is or the DC animated universe. It's an R-rated version of that, of the Timverse stuff, like Superman, Justice League. But Incredibles is putting those cartoon shows into an actual good ass movie, yes, or something. I don't know. It's such a good film. It holds up so well. Ah, my God, you have to see it to get it. I don't know what else to say. It's just such a great film. It is. Now then, it's funny because we were talking about one of the best Pixar films. Yeah, and we're moving on to that dog shit. I'm sorry, but Cars is not that good. It's a very generic movie. I haven't seen it in years, but I remember it really, really well. I do, and I agree with most people feeling like this movie just is not even fucking worth it. I haven't even seen Cars 2. I don't care about Cars 2. I don't care about Cars 3. I do not fucking care. I don't care. I know they're garbage, and I don't want to watch them. What the fuck is Pixar thinking? Who made these movies, and why do they even exist? Fuck them. I told you guys, I'm gonna be a bitch. A bit of an asshole. Here I am. I'm being a dick right now. Because fuck those movies. Not a fan. No. You like them? Go ahead. I don't care. But they are very, I just don't feel like these are movies Pixar should have made. It shouldn't have been Pixar. It should have been, another studio at Disney, or, a new studio at Disney or something. It should not be Pixar. That's just so shitty to, attach Pixar's, name to this. It's just, disgusting. I love, 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 love Ratatouille. I think it's fair to put Ratatouille in the A or S rank. It's such a beautiful, beautiful film. This is a movie I feel like adults would appreciate more than children because of its pacing. It's not very, it's a very long film. It's probably the longest Pixar movie, but it shows. It's slow-paced. but I love the messaging about like how important food is, how anyone can cook, just like how I believe anyone can create art. Anyone can create art. Everything you do is artistic, even if it's like sports, just walking or breathing or whatever it is you do. Just living your life in general is art. It is. Even if you're like heavily disabled and you can't understand what I'm saying still, mentally or physically, whatever it is, if you have any kind of joy in your life that you do, that is artistic. That is it's also it's just generally good. It's just generally a good thing to have, whatever it is. And yeah, everything is art in my eyes and opinion. Everything is everything. Like this room, this wall, the earth, you know, me, my shirt, my glasses, my hair, everything. It's science. It's science and art. It's all one and the same. And anyways, that's just my own personal belief in Hebrews and painting stuff like that. But Ratatouille is such a great, important film, and I love it. It's and especially the ending with the critic. Oh, what a great way to end that film. It's so good. And I love how that became like a meme, especially with like the Sonic series recently. I freaking love that. That's just warms my heart to see that, because that is exactly how it feels right now to be a Sonic fan, with like how like a lot of new things feel like old things, but like evolved, and that's awesome, especially with Sonic Frontiers. That is pretty cool. Okay, next up we're gonna put Wall-E right in the. Oh God, let me think, because I watched this movie again recently, but I didn't get to finish it yet. But it's really fucking good. I think I'm gonna put it. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Catch a tiger by its toe. If he hollers, let it go. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. My mother told me to be the best man. You aren't gonna be it. Okay, fine. Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll put the S rank, and of course Up as well. But okay. Yeah. I'm kind of going crazy with S ranks. I know, but it's Pixar. How could I not? These are 3 bangers after the shit that Cars was. Ugh. You know, they made 4 great movies in a row. Ratatouille, Wall-E, Up, and Toy Story 3. So let's start off with Wall-E, because I already talked about Ratatouille. Wall-E was great. You know, it's a debatable truth of a film. I remember at the time when it came out, like a lot of people found it to be like offensive. Well, guess what, folks? The same thing happened with the Lorax when the Lorax first came out. Yeah, a lot of people found that book, when the Lorax by Dr. Seuss first came out. You know, people who just cut down trees for a living found it to be very offensive. Well, people today praise that book, that story, and say it's one of the most important stories ever told or written. It's true. And how, like, you know, we should preserve nature. This movie is no different to that. Wall-E is absolutely right, especially in today's time, how, like, horrible the Earth is looking almost every day. I feel like it gets fucked up every day. The Earth is dying, and we have to save it, like, now. Like, let's not focus on leaving the planet. Let's focus on trying to save it. You know, and we do. I'm not trying to be, like, a big, like, economist or something like that. No, I'm just saying, like, we just need to help the Earth. It's simple. Just recycle. Don't litter. Just do your part. I see litter fucking every day. It's disgusting. Just do your part, guys. Like, what the fuck? You know, be better. Like, just throw your shit away. Like, you know? Like, I don't know, like, garbage does dissolve over time. Yes, I get that. But still, it's still, like, it's so shitty just to see it everywhere. I don't know. And Wall-E's great. It's a great film. I love Eva. I love the captain in the film. I forgot his name. The little robots, they're all just so charming characters. They're great stuff. I'm going to put Brave in the C or D. Because it's kind of a forgetful film. That's just it. I just don't really care for it. No. I'm sorry. I don't have anything to say about Brave besides it's just an okay movie. That's it. Another Pixar film wasted when we could have gotten something really amazing. Why does Pixar have stinkers? I don't know. I feel like every film studio does. Even Studio Ghibli does, which surprises me. However, at least 80 to 90% of their stuff is really, really good. So, okay. To Up. Up is fantastic. Up is similar to, like, Finding Nemo, how it's like this like big journey adventure film. I guess you could say, but it's with actual people. So that's a big part of why I'm putting an S. And yeah, right. And the female love interest character dies in the beginning, but at least we see their whole life, And everybody knows, everybody talks about the first 5 to 10 minutes opening of Up and how important that is, and how it makes it cry, how it gets you to tear up, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, it's really emotional stuff. Yeah, Up is really emotional. It is. And this movie was so iconic back when it first came out. It was so, it was like, that the opening, it was talked about everywhere, but there's more to it than just the opening. The whole film itself is incredible with the little, what's the little kid's name again? I forgot his name, but the little kid that helps Carl through the whole movie. And we get to Kevin the bird and that one adventure guy who turned out to be the antagonist with all his dogs, and Doug the dog. Up, how could you not love Up? This movie is just so wild and imaginative and creative, and I freaking love Up. It's so good. And using a senior citizen as the main protagonist is ballsy. It is. It's very ballsy to do, but they did it, and it turned out really well. But I guess you can get away with some things because it's CGI, it's a cartoon, it's anime. But still though, like, not a lot of people are interested in seeing an old person. You see an old person as the main character, like, what the hell? Why are you using an old person? You watch the movie, you'll know, because he's living. He wants to accomplish his dream, and he does it, and it's just somewhat. He does eventually. He constantly goes in the film, but yeah, basically. But this movie is so good, and I love it. And how could we ignore at the time we believe was the finale of the Toy Story films? How could we ignore the third Toy Story film? This movie is so good. It is, and this movie does the other secret villain reveal thing, which is okay in this movie's case with Lasso Teddy Bear, but it's great. I love Toy Story 3. I'm getting tired, guys. Whew. I might need to make a part 2 of this because oh boy, it's been 30 minutes and I'm already like ugh. I might need to take a break, and that's okay. That's totally okay. So, but anyways, how far along are we? Oh, I only got like one. Oh, okay. Well, maybe okay. Fine. I'll do my best to finish this up. So Toy Story 3 is a great film. I loved it. I didn't cry. I'm one of those people that's like that though. Like, I would cry if I lost my actual toys. Like, I'm very attached to my belongings, yes, but I share them with my friends and family. I'm not selfish. It's not like it's just for me and that's it. No, I'm not a hoarder. It's not like that. I put value to the things I own in general, so it doesn't matter what it is. But Toy Story 3 is a beautiful film. I love Toy Story 4 as well. But yeah, I still kind of wish they ended it with 3 because it just because the ending itself is just such a great send off to Andy, and but the way they end Toy Story 4 was so good too. So I don't know, but we'll get to Toy Story 4. We will. Okay. Next up is Monsters University, a movie that my wife really likes. I think it should go in the C tier. No, I think B is okay. I do because I just remembered I generally love the ending of this movie. It's so good when they're in the human world and they're trying to get back to the monster world, and everything with the headmaster, the spooky snake like bat lady is really really well done. It's also generally just a funny movie. This is the only Pixar prequel they ever made. So why do we have Toy Story 0 yet, guys? Give us Toy Story 0 with Andy's dad. The story's out there. Fucking make it. Please make Toy Story 0. I don't want Toy Story 5. I want Toy Story 0. Come on, guys. Come on. Please. Jesus Christ. Anyways, Monsters University was really 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 good. It's pretty good. It is. So yeah. Sorry, I'm trying to focus. I don't know, cause like Monsters Inc. Is honestly enough. We should have had Monsters Inc. 2, which we kind of do now. Monsters at Work, but not really. And I just feel like we with anything having to do with Monsters Inc. and like the Disney Pixar like media. You know what I mean? As like stories and like in terms of like TV shows and movies, I guess I could say, I feel like we're getting teased. Like we don't really have Monsters Inc. 2 yet. Like it's like, what the fuck is going on? Like why the hell did they go backwards? Why do we not just get Monsters Inc. 2? We all want it. Why do we not get it? I don't. Nobody asked for Monsters University. However, this is kind of like a Sonic Werehog situation where it's like nobody asked for it, but its execution was still pretty good. So this is no exception to that. This is a really good movie. It is. It's fun. It's bouncy. It's got great memorable characters in it. Really well written characters. The whole OK team, great stuff. Okay, phew. I really do like Monsters. I really do like Monsters University. Of course, Inside Out should get the S tier. This is the first really good Pixar movie I feel like that came out after a while. Because no, hold on, wait, yeah, I mean, Toy Story 3, clearly you can tell it's an S tier, but Inside Out 2 or Inside Out in general just felt fresh after I think it was Up. Up came out in 2008 or 10, and then Inside Out came out in 2015. So yeah, it felt like something new after a while because we got Toy Story 3, Monsters University, which both came from like the same world, but Inside Out came from like a whole new concept, great classical film. Inside Out is fantastic. I've only seen bits of The Good Dinosaur, and for now, I'm going to put it in the C rank. I don't really care for it. Yeah. Finding Dory. I like it. I think I'll put it next to... Yeah, I don't know. Maybe A's a little too high. Let me think. Because I have seen it. Hank the Octopus is definitely important to that movie. He's a great character. Fuck, I don't know. Should Finding Dory get a B rank? Yeah, I don't know. Maybe. Because I did like it. I kind of like it as much as Finding Nemo, but that's not always a good thing when it comes to movies. When it comes to follow-up, when it comes to like another, like, the same thing with Ghostbusters, you should always like the sequel more than the first one. You should. That should just be a part of it. If you can't, go above people's expectations, don't even bother. I'm fucking serious about that. Like, why even bother making a sequel if you can't make it better than the first one? Which they did with Inside Out 2. So I'm glad they did that. Which a part of that is because we have new people at Pixar. I think that's a big part of why. But Coco here also gets the S tier. It's such a great film. It is. But Finding Dory, I don't know. I don't know if I should put it anything below A or B. Well, no. Well, I mean anything higher than A. Fuck. I don't know if I should put it anywhere higher than the B rank because I did really like it, but I'm not super in love with it. But then again, I feel the same about Finding Nemo. Like I used to really love Finding Nemo. When I was a little kid, I loved this movie to death. But that's part of growing up. Now I'm like they're both pretty good, but I'm kind of sick of them. I forgot about Bruce the Shark. He's really great in Finding Nemo. He is, and the whale characters in Finding Dory is great. For the fact that she finds her parents is good. Alright, fine. I've only seen Cribbles 2 one time when it first came out on Disney Plus or something. Or no. I didn't see it in theaters. I think I saw it on Disney Plus. Okay, I think it came out 2018. And the Disney Plus launched in 2020, right? When the hell did this movie come out? Because I didn't see it. Yep. We're still live. Let me see. I think it came. Yeah. Let me see. Oh yeah, 2018. So I saw it a couple years after that. I saw it in 2020 on Disney Plus, and I loved the first half, and the second half was like, what? I really remember it. Yeah. I'm gonna be kind of harsh, because I honestly don't remember it being that. I can't even remember the second half of the movie. I can't remember the movie's climax. I don't remember who the heck the main villain was. I don't remember any of that. I don't. That's bad. That is a bad thing about a piece of art. You should everything that has to do with art should always be memorable. And if it's not, is it really good? Sometimes being forgetful is worse than being bad. Right? Or being okay. So I'm going to put it different now. That might be a little bit too harsh. I think you should see it at least once. I do. Like I did. I'm putting stories... Yeah, all the Toy Story movies should get the S rank. I know Toy Story 4 is such a weird movie. Its existence is very strange. But the movie itself is such a treat. It's such a delight. The whole carnival concept, having Keanu Reeves in it, is just... Yeah! How could you not love Keanu Reeves? Of course, that is such an awesome thing to have. Just him being in the movie in general. And then Bo Peep returning was a big deal, and the send off with Woody and Buzz. Oh my god, that gave me chills. That was such a great way to end. I think I cried. I think I did. I think I teared up when I saw it. I saw it once, just like Herbal's 2, but at least I remember what the fuck happened. At least I remember the movie. At least I remembered it from beginning to end. Even with me being as tired as I am right now, I remember Toy Story 4, and I really liked it. It was so good. It was so good. I loved it. And I'm excited for the 5th one and everything. I don't mind if they make like 10 of these fucking movies or whatever, as long as they say good. I just want a 0. I want a Toy Story Origins film with Andy's father. He has a story. He does. They gave him a story, and I'm like, where is it? Turn into. I know his ending is dark and sad, but so what? They show deaths in Disney a lot of times at Pixar. Just give us the movie, guys. Like, come on. Onward was really, really good. I genuinely enjoyed it. I did. It was technically a B tier Pixar film or whatever, but I still liked it. I did. I'm not a big Chris Pratt fan at all. I fucking hate him. I don't know. I don't really like him as much anymore. But when he's good, he's good. He was good in this. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. It's a pretty memorable film. I genuinely enjoyed it. And Soul. I only saw Soul once, but I remember it so fucking well. It deserves the S tier. This movie was so great. It was. The first Pixar movie to be put on Disney Plus because of COVID. As for Luca, my daughters watched it one day, I think again, and I walked in like the second half of the movie. I didn't even see the beginning half. And already I can tell you the movie's good enough to go an S. Or at least, I'll put an A, because I personally haven't seen the whole thing yet. But I loved it. It was so awesome. The ending, wow, good stuff. I love Turning Red. Turning Red was a great film. I know it's controversial, and I don't care what the fuck, gross people think about this movie. I don't fucking care. Okay, keep your shitty opinions to yourself. If you're gonna trash on something that's actually good, has a good message and theme. Yes, it's about going through periods, but that's not all what it's about. It's about more than that. It's about growing up. It's about, it's about, changing. And so is this wonderful film. But we'll get to that one later. Let the Karens be the Karens. Give them the middle finger and move on with your day. That's why I say, fuck those assholes. Seriously. I like Turning Red. No, in fact, I loved it. But I'm not going to give the S tier because, yes, it's a great film, but I don't think it's quite that high up. But it was so good. And the color... coding, the color scheming in this movie reminded me a lot of Yu Yu Hakusho for some reason. I don't know. It had a very Yu Yu Hakusho vibe to it. If it has nothing to do with Yu Yu Hakusho and it's a very positive, movie versus a very, dark and negative, not negative, it's not a very negative show, but it's a very dark show. It's just kind of weird. I don't know why it reminded me of Yu Yu Hakusho, but it did. Lightyear, I'm going to give this guy should I put an F? I don't know. Maybe... I saw it once, and the ending really, the climax really didn't ruin it for me. I knew about it ahead of time, and then it turned out Zurg was just Buzz in the future, which sounds kind of awesome. That's like an awesome concept, but the way they delivered it was not very awesome. And for the fact that this is supposed to be a movie that Andy watched in the 90s, and you're giving us I have nothing against authenticity or gender or love in general. I support the LGBTQ, but no fucking high art. No movie in the 90s that marketed towards kids and adults. Movies that people wanted to see, or mostly towards children, had gay couples in it that were black or Asian or that was so I had nothing against that. But that just ruined the believability, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm not trying to, talk down on that. That's fine. Disney putting, putting characters that are gay. I have no fucking problems with that shit. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that. Or they're black or whatever the fuck. I don't care about that. That's not what I'm saying. No. I'm saying, the way this movie executed it was just kind of what? And a little bit strange. I don't know. It's also kind of subtle. Here, okay, fine. Here's a good example of why I don't have a problem with it. What's that movie called? The adventure movie that Disney made recently. I think it's called Other World or something, or Out There or some shit. Disney Other World. What the fuck was it called? Strange World. Yeah. You know how, like, the son is gay. I didn't fucking care about that. That was fine. It was very, like, it was kind of natural, I guess. It's just the believability of it. Like, yes, you can put it in there, and there's not a problem, and there's really no problem with that, but, like, how many movies from the 80s and 90s had characters like that? Back in that time, that was, like, taboo to, like, you know, make anyone gay in, like, in like, a big budget film. So, yeah. Like, it's mostly that. It's not. It has nothing to do with this woman being black. It has nothing to do with it. It's just the gay stuff. Like, you're telling me, you're honestly expecting me to believe that, like, Andy in the fucking 90s, and yes, you can't tell me Toy Story 1 does not take place in the 90s, because it fucking does. You can tell me that Andy himself from Toy Story 1 saw Buzz Lightyear, or Lightyear the movie, in theaters, okay, which is why he loved the character. He saw that movie, and that was really, and that's what you guys made here. It's a great idea. Lightyear has a great ideas on paper, but in execution, it's like, what the hell did you guys make? Whoa. So maybe giving it an F might be a little bit too harsh. I actually enjoyed the first 2/3 of this movie, so maybe I'll give it like a B or I think C's okay. I think C's fine. All right. Yeah. Sorry, I could not stand the first half of this movie. I gave it a shot. I watched it with my family, and I was like, I'm just not enjoying this at all. I might watch it again later, like, just on my own. Because I'm going to binge watch all these again. I'm at 100% after this video. And Studio Ghibli. I'm trying to watch all of the Studio Ghibli films. But, yeah. Yeah. Yep. I generally really liked... Oh, I generally did not like Elemental. I'm sorry. It just wasn't creative to me, which is like... But it should be. But it's just not. It's just not. And, of course, we're going to put Inside Out 2 over here next between... We're going to sandwich it between Toy Story 2, Incredibles, and Toy Story 1. Because it not only is it one of the best Disney Pixar sequels, I've only seen it once, okay? But I am proud to say this is by far one of the most imaginative and creative Pixar movies we've had ever, maybe. Because I feel like this is the first Pixar movie that you had, like, new people come in and, like, work on this. It definitely has that vibe to it. It does some very non-Disney-ish things in it, which makes it so funny and fun to watch. But it's all harmless, good stuff. It is. But it's like, wow. Like, I'm so happy that, like, this movie is what it is. And, damn, I'm so happy we went to go see it. So, guys, I'm done. I'm tired. Whoo, boy, that was fun to make. I hope you guys liked my Disney Pixar tier list. Here's my t-shirt if you guys haven't seen it yet. It says Hello Summer with popsicles on it of Eggman, Metal Sonic, Shadow, and Sonic. And I love this shirt. Got Hot Topic a couple months back or so. But yeah, guys, that was it. Thank you for watching. One of these days, I'm going to do a tier list on Spielberg movies, I think, Studio Ghibli, and I don't know. Maybe the Star Wars. Oh, I should do the Star Wars movies next, because that'll be short and sweet. That won't be like a 40-minute long video. There's only a few films. I have some opinions on those. But guys, that was it. Thank you for watching. Have a good one. Take care. Peace out. Goodbye. And I'm sorry if my opinion might have upset you in any kind of way, but remember, it's just my opinion. I hope it doesn't. You know, I saw Pro Jared's Studio Ghibli list. I was like, what the? Pro Jared? Come on with that. That's a big part of why I saw Porco Rosso, and I really liked it. I agree with him. It deserves to be S tier. Or maybe even A. It was really, really, really fun and good. It was. It's a very simple movie. Like, not a whole lot really happens in it, but, like, that's a part of what makes it. That's kind of a. It's just about the character himself, Porco Rosso, the pigman. He's just such a well-done character. I think that's a big part of why that movie deserves to be S-tier stuff. Like, he's one of those characters that's basically a man's man sort of type deal. But you gotta see it. It's a great film. Alright, guys, thank you for watching. Have a good one. Peace out, and take care. Goodbye. Please go see these movies if you haven't. They're some of the best films ever made, especially in the world of animation. Oh, please go see Pixar. You should. Pixar, Studio Ghibli, you know, the Disney Renaissance films, which I'm definitely going to do those. Yeah. Oh, the Dragon Ball Z movies. Fuck yeah, I should do that. Or just Dragon Ball. I'm hoping there's a tier list of, like, the sagas plus the movies. That would be a lot of fun for me to do. But damn, I need to be, like, high energy for me to do that, because, like, this is only 4 minutes long. I'm tired, but that's because A, I did this like 2-3 times over, and B, it is late at night, so that's a part of why. But yeah, bye guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.